We want to go ahead and replace our throttle body. It's located right here on the front side of our engine. We use a 10mm socket. We're going to loosen the nut on our ground terminal on our battery. And then we're going to remove our ground terminal, our ground connection here, and just kind of set that aside for now. Go ahead and remove your air intake temp sensor connector. You're going to press on this little tab on the underside, pinch and pull. We want to go ahead and remove our air intake tube. There's going to be two clamps holding this tube. There's one here and there's one by the engine. Let's go ahead and loosen this here. Once we have that loose, let's go ahead and loosen the other end. Going to reach underneath our AC lines, get to that clamp. Let's go ahead and loosen this. Once that's good and loose, we're going to go ahead and grab the intake tube, gently wiggle it up, pop that off. We'll disconnect the other end from the air box. Go ahead and set that aside. Key bit of information, you want to make sure that you have a scan tool to go ahead and reprogram the ETC relearn program. If you do not have that scan tool to do this, this may be a job for a local repair shop. On the top of our engine, we have our plastic engine shield here. Simply going to pull this upward, pop this out of its plastic retainers, and it'll pull us up and out. Set that aside. On the top of our throttle body, there's an electrical connector right here, and there's a little red lock tab. I'm going to use a trim tool. I'm just going to get in here, and I'm going to undo this lock tab, pop that out. Once that lock tab is out, we're going to go ahead and press down on this upper tab here and remove that connector. Tuck that aside for now. Now there's going to be 4 bolts holding our throttle body down. You can see 2 right here on this side here, and then there's 2 right on the back side of it. Using an 8mm socket and our 1/4" drive, let's go ahead, loosen, and remove these. With those 4 screws removed, grab that throttle body, lift it straight up and off. You also want to pay attention to the O-ring seal right here. This plays a critical part. Go ahead and remove this here. Go ahead and take your O-ring. I'm going to line this up. Press it down into place. Make sure that's fully seated. Once you have that in place and fully seated all the way around, go ahead and take your throttle body, line that up, set that down into place. Now there is an alignment pin on the back corner here that'll help you line that up. I'm going to go ahead and get our bolts or screws lower down inside on all 4 corners. Go ahead and get those started, threading those in. Now I'm not going to tighten these, we're just going to snug them until they're seated. And then we're going to come back and we'll torque these down. Now we're going to do this in a crisscross pattern. You don't want to over tighten this here, you can damage your intake manifold. All right, all four are bottomed out. Let's go ahead and torque these down. I'm going to go ahead and torque these to 70 inch-pounds in our crisscross pattern. Once we have all four of those torqued in our crisscross pattern, we can now go ahead and install our electrical connectors. Let's go ahead and install our harness to our throttle body. Press that in. It'll snap into place, and then press our little red lock tab into place. Let's go ahead and put our engine cover back. I'm going to line up the post on the back side with our rubber grommets. Press that down into place. Install your air intake tube. It's going to pop onto our throttle body as well as our air intake box. Once we get this on, we're going to go ahead and tighten down the clamps. Go ahead and snug down the hose clamp. And tighten down this hose clamp here. Install your intake temp connector here. You'll hear that snap into place. Install your ground battery terminal. Go ahead and tighten that down.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.